Chapter 17 of the Janitor's Board. So get cozy. Chapter 17, One-Way Ticket. Jack sniffed the air coming out of the steam tunnel again, carefully. Nothing now, but there really had been the barest hint before in that first rush of upwind air. Watermelon bubblegum. Jack was sure. Well, pretty sure. Gently, Jack closed the door. He pulled the curtain back to cover it again, tucking the wooden sword out of sight. Abandoning his search for the auditorium lights, he hurried across the stage, dumped onto the floor, and trotted up to where he had left his bucket. Jack looked up at the clock and saw it was already 3:45. He had missed out on Mr. Ackerby's offer to quit early. Maybe the offer would carry to Tuesday. He ran silently through the halls. When he reached the top of the door at the workshop stairs, he paused to listen. If possible, he wanted to get in, borrow a few items, and then get back to the auditorium without meeting anyone. He didn't hear anything, so he opened the door and scooted down the stairs. He put his supplies away and went over to his dad's desk. He was betting there had to be a flashlight somewhere, and he was right. In the top right drawer, there was a small black megalight with the name of the plumbing company printed on its side in gold letters. Jack twisted the end and the light came on, bright and steady. Perfect. He tucked the light in his back pocket and went over to the workbench, trying to imagine what he might need. He couldn't really think of anything else, not for a quick look. Then he saw a spool of string. He minded his flashlight to the story of Huckleberry Finn, where Hick and Tom had got lost in the caves. He grabbed the stool and stuffed it into the other pocket of his backpack. Then he put out the old white Minnesota Vikings cap and put it on. When he was all set to leave, he was actually on the stairs, and then stopped. He needed to leave a note for his dad. It was Friday, and Jack was sure his dad would want to leave right at 5. Rushing back to the desk, he scribbled the message and dashed back to the landing, where he almost collided with Lou. Lou flattened against the wall, exaggerating his close call. Whoa there! Where are you off to in such a big hurry? Late bus already left. You about ran me down. Jack said, Sorry, Lou. I'm going to go and study for a while. Maybe walk over to the library or something. Then I'm going to ride home with my dad. I left him a note. Lou hurried down the steps and grabbed his great toolbox off the cluttering bench. Your dad sent me to get the toolbox, and he said if you were still here, would you mind cleaning up the bench while you're waiting? We've got a busted door he wants to get fixed before quitting time. Lou was already back at the landing, so I'll give him your message, okay? If I don't see you again, have a good weekend, Jackie. Jack stood on the landing. Looking down, he could see the workbench was a wreck after a busy week. He used to love putting it all back in order when he came to visit his dad. Yeah, Jack, back when I was 6. First, I've had to scrape off the junk of 10,000 seats and then clean up his messes too? No way. Jack stumbled back down the steps, crumbled the first note he left, and tossed it in the trash. On a new piece of paper, he drew, Dad, couldn't clean up the bench. I had to do some other stuff. See you at 5, Jack. Jack made sure no one saw him going back to the auditorium. Walking directly to the back of the stage, he left the wall curtain in place. No sense advertising that someone was there. He took out the spool of string, set his backpack and jacket on the floor beside the door, and turned on the flashlight. Pulling both keys from his pocket, he chose the right one and opened the door just a crack. He wanted to check himself, just as he had imagined. That watermelon smell? Jack sniffed the airflow. He shook his head and sniffed again. Nothing. At least nothing he could recognize. Mostly it smelled like his basement at home, but not as damp. Stepping inside the doorway into the metal landing, Jack shone the light down the steps. 5 steps down, he ran to the short corridor, maybe 15 feet long and only about 3 feet wide. The floor was concrete, and the walls were made of bricks, the hollow kind. The ceiling was also concrete and a little less than 6 feet high. At the end there was an opening. No door, just an opening, rectangular and dark. Jack wanted to leave the access door open, but it swung outward too far on its own. He tried putting his backpack against it, but his backpack made a bulge in the velvet curtain that hid from the door. Shining the flashlight around to see if there was something else he could prop it with, he saw the wooden sword. He bent down and picked it up. Smiling, he decided to take it with him. After all, most of the really great adventures have swords, don't they? Sword in one hand, he stepped back inside the landing and bravely pushed the door shut behind him. Instantly, he had wished he hadn't done that, and he reached the kind of doorknob onto the side. It wouldn't turn. Shining the light, Jack saw why. It was a double-keyed door. It needed a key to open from the inside, too. Reaching in his pocket, Jack froze. He knew he only had one key. He didn't even bother getting out the light to shine it. He knew it was the wrong one. It was the tower key. He needed the other key. It was closed, only 6 feet away, but Jack couldn't reach it. Key number 73 was stuck in the lock from the outside of the door. Oh my gosh. So that is chapter 17. So I want you to think, what do you think is going to happen next? Jack needs that other key. I don't know, book club readers, I guess we'll have to find out. So be sure to check out chapter 18 to see what happens next.